It breaks my heart to know that there are stupid people out there who are bending iPhones through abuse or doing things like putting them in tanks to test their ability to be water resistant, even though they know that they're not. So I'm taking it upon myself right now to make a short video review of the iPhone 6 Plus that I currently have, just to tell people who may be interested in buying one the truth about owning an iPhone 6. When you talk about battery life on a smartphone, basically we already know that the larger the screen gets, most likely the more energy you're going to have to use in order to power it. Therefore, the same size battery from the 4.7 wouldn't work in the 5.5 and give you the battery life that you'd be expecting of a device of this caliber and quality. Well, the iPhone 6 Plus has so far delivered pretty good battery life, in my opinion. I got a full day's use out of it. In fact, every single day, as long as I've charged it overnight, in the morning I get a full day's use out of it. However, once the battery has passed below 30%, it still feels like it can hold on longer than the old iPhone 5 could. So as long as you're not really using the screen, the standby times are considerably longer, and the actual usage time, unless you're playing games, is actually very impressive. Like the iPads, you need a high wattage charger to charge it. I was able to get over 11 hours of standby time and 8 hours of continuous internet usage and picture posting and video taking. You're definitely, if you have a Mac like I do, a Mac Pro, or if you have USB 3.0 ports, you'll have no problem getting the amount of power to this beast that you are going to need to charge it. The 4.7 doesn't need as much power, but charging this is very similar to charging an iPad, just to let you know. As you know, I specifically bought my iPhone 6 Plus for the new camera with the 128 gigabyte flash NAND memory. I did not want a Galaxy Note 4, nor did I want a Galaxy S5 with a 128 gigabyte card. Apple's NAND flash has served me extremely well over the past few years of using their phone's video cameras. The feature that I am most impressed with is the slow motion video at 240 frames per second. It's sharp, it's fun to use, and it gives me the ability to add things to my videos that I normally wouldn't have been able to add. As you can see, because I get business rates on my phone service, I get 19% off of my charges, whatever they are. I'm happy with AT&T, as in up until now, the iPhone hasn't been able to talk and surf simultaneously, but with the Verizon iPhone, they now have voice over LTE, which allows you to talk and surf simultaneously. The one thing I'm angry about is the fact that they don't allow you to tether an iOS tablet, an iPad, to your iOS phone, your iPhone. In my opinion, you should be able to do that. You should be able to do that for free. BlackBerry had a service called BlackBerry Bridge where you were allowed to tether a RIM playbook to any BlackBerry phone. They stupidly, since BlackBerry sucks and they have no idea what they're doing over there, what they did was they made it so there was no email client on the tablet unless you had a phone connected to it. And I think they changed that in a later software version, but they were stupid for doing that in the first place. That's, poor management. I have already run 8 gigabytes through this phone, as you can see, and I've only had it since Friday. Because this phone shoots video and can easily upload it over LTE, I've already used more data than many people use in an entire month. And that's pretty much my normal rate of usage. I also use Sirius XM radio app a lot to listen to some of my shows, so I use a lot of data pretty quickly. As far as I'm concerned, you should be able to tether. And if they want to charge you more because you pass 10 gigabytes, so be it. But I should not have to pay a separate fee for tethering. I should be given a flat amount of data, whether it's 10, 20, 30 gigabytes, whatever, and I should be able to allow it to use it however I want. If I want to hook this phone to a desktop computer and use it and run my data through a desktop because I'm on the road, I should be able to do that. Or a laptop. Or a tablet, whatever. I should be able to use my data however I want. So AT&T, you need to fix that because you're bullshitting. Question some of you may be asking yourselves if you haven't already ordered your iPhone and you're not sure whether or not to get the 4.7 or the 5.5 is which one do you think is right for you? I am a tall person. I have massive hands. The 5.5 fits in my hand as if I was holding a Galaxy Note or one of those Galaxy Megas or LG Flex. It's a big phone, and it's far more phone than most people are going to need. If you want to be able to use your iPhone one-handed just like you always have, you're going to want to get the 4.7. The 5.5 is a luxury device at this point. It's like half an iPad mini. It's huge. When you feel it in the store, what you're not feeling is the extra weight and the extra bulk of having to have it in a protective case so you don't bend it like the retards who are putting it in their back pocket and sitting on it. I like having this size phone, but I could get away with the 4.7 just as easily. The 4.7, to me, feels a lot like the Galaxy 3 made by Samsung, the Samsung Galaxy 3, and it kind of feels a little like the Galaxy 4. 4.7 is not exactly the 5 inches of the Galaxy 5, but you really don't notice the 0.3 inches. I mean, nobody's got eyes like that. The point is to have a one-handed iPhone experience. Some people use one hand to pick up their phone. Some people will pick it up, use it, put it right back in their pocket with only one hand. You can almost see a difference in the way people actually sit when they're sitting near each other and communicating and holding their phones. You can see that there's a huge difference in the posture that you have to sit in order to manage these things when you have to use two hands to use a phone. Personally, I think most of you will be better off with the 4.7. But considering the fact that Chinese mobs have already sucked up all of the 5.5s and sold the ones that I didn't get on eBay, you pretty much don't have a choice but to get the 4.7. But I really think you won't miss the extra space of the 5.5.
Transfer is available to the...
Why should I have to connect a camera to a Mac Pro to upload video to YouTube when I can simply do it from the palm of my hand and make 1080p 60 frame per second or 240 frame per second slow motion videos and easily upload them to YouTube? This phone, and I know the Galaxy fanboys will be quick to point out the 4K and the 2K and whatever and other phones, all those Galaxy no-name whatsoever phones that I can't keep track of because I just don't give a fuck. But very simply, this phone puts so much power with this 64-bit processor and this very high quality camera and the abilities that this thing has. You know, this phone is amazing at video editing. It's absolutely incredible. I love making videos on my phone just to see what new features I can add in and just to see what new transitions I can do. The iMovie app is a must-have for anyone who has an iPhone. No matter what iPhone you've got, as long as you got better than a 4S, you need to have the iMovie app. It's only $5. You buy it one time. You keep reusing it. You never have to re-download it again. I do have a little bit of a criticism, and I know you're waiting to hear it simply because you hate to hear people talk good about Apple. You want to hear the bad. You want to hear about these moron fucks breaking them and shattering them and baking them in cakes. And you want to hear about these idiots who are bending them by sitting on them. But I do have one criticism. iOS 8.01 or 02, the new iOS 8 has to fix a Wi-Fi error where the phone doesn't exactly know how to connect properly to Wi-Fi. This phone has Wi-Fi 802.11 AC, which is backwards compatible with everything from A through N. I think I've been having a little trouble with the wireless router's efficiency, and I've switched Wi-Fi off and gone to LTE. I'm pretty sure that they'll create a fix for that, and it'll probably be out within a week because a couple of people may have complained about it. So far, everything else is fantastic.